very careful with people who don't live by God's word, but use Bible texts to justify their hatred toward Jews. They're using Revelation 3:9, which talks about the synagogue of Satan. It says, "Behold, I will make those of the synagogue of Satan who claim to be Jews but are not and are liars come and bow down at your feet." Everything written in Revelation only begins to happen during the Great Tribulation period. In fact, this text hasn't happened yet. This text is addressed to a church called Philadelphia, the most perfect church that exists. And this church, Philadelphia, represents the Jewish people. Yes, of course, not all Jews, just the first fruits. "Having little strength, you did not deny my name," because some say Jews don't believe in Jesus. Jews were the first to believe in Jesus. From then until now, many Jews have died for their love of Jesus. Then in verse 9, which talks about Satan's synagogue is this place you're seeing right here. This exact place will become Satan's throne because the Antichrist himself fights for Palestine's cause, and this place is in Palestine. The Antichrist himself will reign from this very location. This is written in the book of Daniel in chapters 8, 11, and 12. They will take Israel. From that point, Israel becomes known as the synagogue of Satan. That's why in Revelation 18, that place will become a dwelling for demons. Why the synagogue of Satan? Because the Antichrist comes from Islam and will sit here at the Dome of the Rock. This is also prophesied in Matthew chapter 24, verse 15. So from the moment Israel is invaded by Islamic people, that place will be called the synagogue of Satan. So going back to the text of Revelation 3, verses 10, 11, and 12, what is Jesus promising to the Jews? He's promising, you Jews, if you overcome what? Defeat the Antichrist. If you overcome, then I will give you the New Jerusalem. Why is the promise for the Jews to receive a New Jerusalem? Because this earthly Jerusalem will be taken by Islamic people, and as it becomes a dwelling for demons, God himself no longer wants this Jerusalem. That's why Jesus said he would make a New Jerusalem and give it to the Jews as inheritance if they refuse to worship the Antichrist from Islam. And then Revelation 3:10 before 9, God himself says he'll keep these Jews from the hour of temptation that will come upon the earth, but first upon them. What is this temptation? It's the moment of this episode when Islamic people invaded Israel. This is also prophesied in the book of Revelation chapter 9. 200 million Muslim soldiers will invade Israel and take it. But God promises to protect a number of Jews because the Jews are so important to God that the only ones who will be preserved during the Great Tribulation are the Jews. Jesus tells the Jews, "As you have kept my word by patiently waiting for the Messiah until today, I will also protect you during this Great Tribulation." Well, those who will be protected total 144,000 Jews from all the tribes of Israel. This is written in the book of Revelation chapter 7. That's why in Daniel 12, at the moment of invasion, God will specifically rescue the children of the Jews. God won't protect any other people on earth, only the Jews. So when the Antichrist's reign ends, after 3.5 years ruling in Israel with his people, Jesus will return to the Mount of Olives, but with whom? With the 144,000 that he kept from the Antichrist's sight, who are the Jews. It is at this moment that Revelation 3 verse 9 will be fulfilled. "Look, Jews, I will make those who claim to be Jewish but are not. They are Satan's synagogue. They have taken your city. I'll make them come prostrate on their knees to worship you." The only people today who are claiming they are the true Jews are the Palestinians. And it's exactly the Palestinians who are trying to take over Israel. And it's not just the Palestinians. This Palestinian cause has become a worldwide cause. They are the children of Babylon. So humanity's worst disaster will happen when Islamic people take Israel.